Sal Totino, cinematographer. We wanted to check out the latest Sony camera, so diving into the Burano today. And Ben Affleck and I are gonna have a little fun. Boots up nice and quickly. Look at this nice, small, easy way to go. Great pistol grip. This is very quick and versatile. Feels pretty good on my shoulder like this. Really easy menu here, which I love. This, with the sensor stabilization and the handheld, this is gonna be fantastic. I wanna be able to grab this and sort of be extremely flexible and get in places quickly without having to take too much time to do it.
So this, the Sony BURANO, which is a smaller, leaner version of the very popular Sony Venice 2. You're looking at my inaugural attempt to make a career as an unboxer. We're going to examine the benefits are of the Burano versus the Venice 2 that allows you to be a little bit more flexible, particularly vis-a-vis car shots, driving shots. And so I want to try to see how you can get in a car and shoot real driving.
What's nice about the Burano has an internal stabilizer. So, you know, getting in the car and going handheld with it kind of keeps it a little smooth.
Knocks back that sort of too much shakiness.
Exactly. This is a great addition to the Sony family. The internal NDs, 0.6 to 2.1.
And the NDs are glass that come in within the body of the camera that make it a little bit darker so that you can effectively change the stop. And for effective, you have a shot of a hard backlight in the same scene as other shots, you can shoot the same f-stops. So you can talk your cinematographer into shooting multiple cameras.
Exactly.
Sort of reminds me how in Good Will Hunting, we had Johnny Viscoffier, who was the cinematographer, and Gus Van Sant sort of put him in the car with me, Matt, and Casey, and we just drove around, shot film in the car. And I always remember that as very liberating and want to reproduce that. So let's see what it's like now and how it feels. Ready? Action. Is that hard to get around like that?
No.
Would you prefer to have it mounted?
No. I mean, I like the idea of being able to take this camera, do this, come here and do this, pass it off to the back of the car.
I like that over too, that back over.
Yeah.
The thing about this too is that
closer,
the value is really to get the sense that you're actually driving in a real car in a real space, which I find for all the technology that's out there is still one of the more challenging things to accomplish. Let's see, we're gonna go down. Here's scenic Beverly Hills.
I mean, you know, you brought up a big point before when you talked about Good Will Hunting. The driving stuff felt so real and organic.
And that's what we did.
Yeah, and that makes such a difference because I think when you have that, it brings the audience in the car with you.
Especially when you want to have the neighbor, when you've got, it doesn't matter and it's just ND plates and it's who gives a shit, they're just driving around. But that was a place about a city. The city was the character. For example, Beverly Hills, like you kind of want to feel this. This is iconic. You come in, you know, here we go. I'm going to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Now you buy this, like, right? There's something.
But what's nice about this camera right now is the way I'm holding it. I could hold this thing all day long like this.
It's not too heavy.
Not too heavy. One of us in the front seat, one of us in the back seat, because you need to be in the car directing. And you could grab the camera, I could just throw it back there to you.
Or we could have two cameras.
Yeah, and you have another camera.
They love it. Cinematographers love it when they operate.
It gives you that versatility, right. Especially if you're fighting the light. You know, you're working at dusk, and you only have a 20-minute window.
You're on camera. Hi. Hey, look, we're making a movie in Los Angeles. You want to be in it?
I want to be in it. I'm working right now.
You're in it. Come on, give us a speech.
Yeah. Beverly Hills, found in 1907. They were looking for lots of oil. They didn't find any oil, but they did find lots of waters.
And then they found movie stars. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. You made my day.
Very funny.
Here, our Burano is definitely more maneuverable and a little bit looser than our Venice. Look at that, you can get right in my face. I'm not sure the camera wants that or the people want that. The significant development around all this digital photography was it just needed less light. I mean, it gives you a huge amount of freedom, and the main thing is you just don't have to spend the money to cart as many lights, take as much time. It's one of the innovations that brought the cost of this art form down. The major innovation of this camera, I don't know if you agree, Sal, is catching the real, I don't know how much with that wide lens, and what'd you say, a 5.6? Like, this should be reasonably
Blown out, but it's not.
Right.
It's
But you can hold this, right? You can
hold it
feel
together
this.
really well, yes.
So that's the thing, right?
And
Like,
that's where your latitude is,
Right.
with 16 stops. Now, if we were shooting film at 7 stops, that would be more blown out.
whereas now you feel like, okay, that's Los Angeles. This part of Hollywood is always, this is our little version of Times Square, huh?
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
good, how are you?
What are you guys doing in town? You live here?
Alabama.
You're from Alabama?
Yeah.
Are you disappointed in what you found in Los Angeles? I thought so, but now you didn't recognize me, so I'm second guessing myself. We're gonna see if the building, the very first place that I moved to in Los Angeles is still. Yep, this is it. This is still. There it is. Matt and I lived here. We had a little cage on there. There's a pool back there, like the Rodney King building. This is the first time I ever saw a celebrity. Was in that Whitley Market right there. I ran into the dude who was the lead in She's Gotta Have It. And I was like, wow, I'm in Hollywood now. This is it. I'm gonna show you LA driving at its finest. Oh, sorry, we're both gonna take a right. I know, I'm so sorry. I took a number of stunt driving classes for Batman, for one thing. I was driving through some danger and all that stuff, and I did shear the camera off the side of the car, that lie, so.
This is interesting because your face has sun on the bottom part, and you're in the shade on the top. You know?
So can you get detail in the eyes? Because that's the kind of contrast you'd like to have, that you typically haven't been able to have, still get information in the eyes, which I really just thought that killed the performance. The Burano was really developed as a lightweight sort of C camera, shoot along with the Venice. The Venice got really popular. All the rental house people I talked to say the Venice 2 is moving as fast as all the other cameras combined right now.
I love how Sony has really teamed up with cinematographers and filmmakers in designing new cameras. Hey, Ben, let's grab another camera. Let's do this again.